4 years ago because she is in a bit of a mess now. And why? Let me tell you too. Planet A once said to Planet B, "You look awful." And Planet B said, "Because I know I've got humans." And Planet A says, "Oh, don't worry, I had them too. They'll soon disappear." Well, my job, and many others like me, is to make sure that we do stick around. And our children and grandchildren, and they don't have to say, "Gee, thanks for the hand-me-down, a hotter, hungrier, thirstier, floopier planet." No wonder we are hiring so many people. Let us start with the finance department. Well, one thing Planet Earth is really bad at is sending invoices. She does all these services for free, like sending bees to pollinate flowers and giving us fresh air and water. You know how much all this can add up to? Trillions of dollars. That's a lot of uncollected money. Now what happens if a company forgets to bill its customers? It goes bankrupt, right? Well, Planet Earth is going bankrupt too, no surprises. We're using 1.5 planets worth of resources, and by 2040, we'll be using 2 planets worth of resources. Very useful to remember. We can print more money, but we can't print more planet. And our accounting staff have amnesia. They forget to include what it really takes to make things like a hamburger. A $4 hamburger would actually cost $200 if you accounted for the environmental and social costs of pollution. No wonder mass-produced food is so much cheaper than organic food, because it cheats on the price. So we need people to value nature's services and start charging. And our economics department, only 3% of the money in the economy is actual notes and coins you can touch and feel. The rest, just numbers fabricated on computers by banks when they create loans out of thin air. We are so much in debt that countries bloated like this when you compare their public debt to their GDP. No wonder we're printing more money and increasing our GDP over time. Nothing in nature grows forever. Even a tiny hamster, which doubles its weight every week, if it didn't stop growing by the end of its first birthday, it would weigh 900 million tons and eat up all the corn in the world. Our economic growth can't grow exponentially forever in a planet of finite resources. We need people with a new pair of lenses, like the Bhutanese, who say that gross national happiness, using that indicator, we can balance economic development with emotional, spiritual, and environmental well-being. Do you know any good lawyers? I mean, if one commits a crime against human, one is punished. What about crimes against the environment? Or ecocide? They should be triable and punishable by law too, right? And at the board level, we badly need people who understand basic principles of orchestral music. When you have a collective challenge like climate change, you need countries to play together, not his or her own tune. If we have to stay within the 2 degrees Celsius temperature rise, which is a safe limit for the planet, would you like to join our public relations department? We still have a lot of dinosaurs who believe that climate change isn't for real. We need behavioral scientists and psychologists to communicate the best message in a better way. We also need them for our public outreach department, because we're spreading the wrong kind of story that consumerism is cool and it's okay to hang out in shopping malls and buy more and more stuff and eat junk food. It's a story that makes us get into a mad rat race of work harder, earn more money, buy more things, keep going, work harder, earn more money, buy more things, keep going, work harder, earn more money, buy more things, keep going, stop! We need a new kind of story, a story called voluntary simplicity, where we can feel a sense of joy and wonder which is de-linked from stuff, where we eat and live healthy, where we connect with our families, our communities, our culture, and ourselves. And finally, my department, HR, what I call the Hope department. We need lots of recruiters to nudge and inspire others to join the movement that Paul Hawken calls blessed unrest, where millions of awakened individuals are creating grace and justice and beauty in the planet. And the best way to join the movement, make your voices heard, whether it's to supermarkets, companies, media, MPs, government, because they will listen only if you speak up. Let them know the future of planet Earth and your children is important for you. We need lots of people to come on board. And you can take any job you want, you can define your own job description. How cool is that? You don't have to send in your cover letter or emails or resumes. Just take action. Thank you.
Thank you, Bhavani. I think we'll have some questions.
Oh, we can take that.
Planet Earth is hiring. Does it pay?